I have this idea for a tool or an app, whatever, that generates decks for Clash Royale based on matchup information. Question is, how would you like create that database in the first place? And then like using like balance changes and stuff, which changes data and stuff. So it'd be kind of like a pain in the ass to set up, but it could be interesting. I don't know. Or like you could do that for other games too, where like you have a game that has like different troops and stuff, and then like they have different matchups, and like you want to generate like like automatic game balancing. Anyway, just some thoughts there. So today I'm going to be continuing on my NUCC parser. This is going to be quite a difficult one because I've already finished all the main stuff. Yeah, I've already finished all the main stuff like for reading, minus support for more formats. Let me just stop yapping and show not tell, you know what I'm saying. So if we open this in NeoVim, projects slash parser, no, cd, there we go, and open this up. Hold on, I have something to commit. Nothing to commit, I need to push, that's what it is. I made like a small change, nothing too big. Wrong thing, sorry. Open this in NeoVim. Right, so far I have support for chunk binary, very simple, and chunk texture, which is also very simple. It's literally just like the width, the height, some unknown shit, and then that's it as well. But what I don't have is support for the animations and models, because those are a bit more complicated, and I feel like I'm going to need to reverse engineer them. So let me go ahead and, in fact, I have a USB with all the game files, so let me first get that, wherever it may be. There we go. That just saves me from having to like download all these again. I just have them here so I can access them off my USB. Then realize I have no more ports open to plug in my USB, so this is a problem. Frickadoodle. I don't have any like extensions, so I literally have no ports. Huh. That is mildly problematic, I cannot lie. I may need to sort out an extension thing then. Okay, awesome. Well, whatever. If I check my files, here, right? I can delete these now. Roblox doesn't run on Linux, fun fact, so I can delete those. Right, anyway, so let me go ahead and open, what's it called, IMHex. Since I'm trying to use this instead of 010 editor, I'm gonna open a file, message info, cool, and then open the pattern that I want. I have to browse for it, doesn't show up in your most recents. IMHex, there's nothing there. Maybe because I have it somewhere else. Projects. Here. Okay. Go away. Yeah. So I already have it working for a binary, right? The binary chunk is here. You can see if I expand this, it says chunk type is binary, and then it has data here with the size. And that's it, actually. That's a bit weird. So I need to also open this in NeoVim. So cd projects slash IMHex patterns. Oh, that's cool. How it match that. Let's get status. What's different? Is encrypted. Okay. Give name to encryption flag. Oh, at all. Sorry. Push that. Okay, so let's go ahead and NeoVim this up. Yeah, so here's binary, which is NUCC binary, and you can see that I also have different chunk types like this. Okay, because you got pattern matching, right? So for anything else, this is wrong. It should be padding size. I believe I can do this, hopefully, and then just a. Oh wait, I have as padding. Yeah, no, this should be like data. So a U8 data size, I think that's how that works. So if I go back and rerun it, yeah, here I have data as a series of U8s. Now should it be U8 or should it be like bytes or something? Or char even? Doesn't really matter, does it? Right, and then texture as well. So let me actually get a texture file to work on. Also, where is player color param? It's here. Okay, so this is specifically for player color param. It's weird. This is a player color param file, yet it's not parsing it. No, it's message info. Oh shit! I opened a different file. Okay, so this is a different file. The one I meant to open, I had meant to open. Fuck. No. Open a file. I meant to open this one with the pattern. God, it's so annoying. I have to like go out, go find this, go find my pattern in my repository. Like, why can't I just locally save it? It's so annoying. Right. So this is player color param. It's still not parsing it though as player color param for some reason. I don't know why. Here's my player color param struct. If I look at binary, you can see here I'm matching on the chunk name. That's invoked by chunk, I believe. Yeah, it matches the chunk type. If it's binary, then it does this. NCC binary, and that should trigger. Okay, seems like it works now, except there's no fucking output, or it's just funky. What's going on? Oh no, data's a struct. Okay, yeah. So here's a player color param data. So you got version, entry count, all that stuff. So texture would be a bit different. I literally don't know what to do here. I don't have enough ports on my computer. Okay, I'm gonna unplug my camera and then get the things. So I'm gonna go dark for a bit. Yeah, so my camera's frozen in a very cool pose. I'm plugging my USB. I'm gonna find my file manager here. There it is. Looking for ASBR specifically, probably. Actually, before I do that, I might look at Hack Versus. It's another game by CyberConnect 2, and it does use XFBin files, so that'd be good to look into as well. Okay. Anyway, I also HLR, unpacked files. We're gonna look for. I don't know. Look in data, I guess. Have a look in UI, and any sample's fine really, but we'll look at one with multiple probably. I think guide's pretty good because guide contains multiple textures. So let's go ahead and cancel. I don't know. Downloads, documents. I'll do downloads. Copy here. So copy that. I mean, that should be good already. I'll do this as well. Copy. And yeah, that's texture. I also want to have like models and stuff. So let me find those. SPC as models. We'll take this body file. In fact, I'll take this texture file too. So bod1 is texture, is a model, sorry. So go ahead and control drag those, and we'll also take an animation file. I guess on bow as well, why not? That's MOT for animation stuff. Okay. That's what I said, right? I said animation. That I guess I'll take some other ones too while I'm at it. So I'll take like audio as well. Audio is here. We have these EV files. These might be encrypted, so I will actually copy these too, because that'll be important. Lip sync, I believe, is just normal binary format. These are all param files. PC, ACF, XFBin, ACB, XFBin. Okay. Yeah, so I want these. So I'll take the bow XF bin. And then there's also these formats, AWB and ACB. Hold on, do I support for AWB? No, right? I mean, I don't know what I can even... Yeah, it says it seems to recognize it, but I don't know what I can actually run it with. It doesn't give me default options. But yeah, anyway, Battle XF bin, I'll take that too. These ACF, ACB, AWB, these are a different format by different companies, so I'm going to leave them, but I do want to get around to properly reversing this at some point. I know they've already been reversed, so I kind of just need to like read the source code for whoever did that. Anything else? USM file, that's not the same format. Effect skill, I guess like font, but that's fine. Yep, so I'll do that. I'll leave it there for now. So I have all these files. I'll make a new folder, call it XF bin stuff, and just move all these inside. Move, please. Okay. Plug my camera back in. But first I need to eject. Okay. Plug my camera back in. Good, we're back. Right. So let me open a different XF bin now. Let me open file, downloads, XF bin. Let's open a texture file. So I'll go with this col0 file for now. Okay. Let's go ahead and open the pattern. I don't know why it closes the pattern each time. It's really annoying. Projects, patterns, XF bin. Okay. So here's texture, and then it just... Oh, that's it. Okay, there's no page for some reason. That's unusual. That or it fails? No, yeah, it has an error. Index out of bounds. Okay. That's not so good. What's the actual error details? A stack trace. Chunk type index. Index out of bounds. Okay. The chunk type index apparently is out of bounds. So I have my map here. Yeah, it's the type. No, it's not the type. It's the... What's wrong? Try to access index 67108864. Yeah, that's alright. That's weird. This size... how do I see the file size? This. Yeah, so the size looks correct. Map index is correct. That's all correct. That's weird. I guess the type here, fine. I guess the name, fine. It's missing the path, though. For some reason. These are fine. They're just null. I look at index and my file paths. There are two. So there are two files in this. Okay, two textures. Which is correct. There are indeed two. From my memory, I mean. Array of size 5, which would be either name or path count. So it's a name count. How strange. Okay. So the issue is here, right? What's this? This is 524288. Should be in big endian. Okay, no, so this is 2048. Okay, that's the width. Then you have this like 6710. That's weird. Okay, probably U16 2048, U16 1024. So we got width and height here. Okay. I mean, I guess I already know this. This is where the file begins. This is the start of a different file. So this here is the header. Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting an index error. That's really weird. I don't really know how to debug this. The issue is that index hexpath. Okay, so let me go to the file then. So the issue is that index line 48 here. I've noticed syntax highlighting. It's amazing. Right. Forget chunk type. And the issue is the map index, I assume. Dot chunk type index. Okay, so it's trying to access chunk maps. No, it's here. Chunk types. Okay, so it's chunk types. This seems to be fine, but dot chunk type index is giving something bad. Chunk type index. Let's have a look. So index chunk maps. 124 303 202 111. Yeah, nothing looks amiss. So I don't understand how this is failing. Can I print? How do I print? Okay, I need to put the documentation here. I'm hex docs. Search for print. Search for print. Where's the language? Here. Okay. Print. Fuck's sake. Print. Right, so standard print with format and args. Okay. So here, let me just standard print the map index. Alright. See what happens. 00167108666. Okay, I see. So that's not good. Yeah, so 6710864. So that's the map index is getting. Where is it getting it? Okay, let me also print the address. So I'll print $, right? 400. So at position 400, can I change my fucking addresses to a thing, or just do G even? Control G. 400. Big Endian. Okay, where is it? Where's it getting this number from? I don't understand. It's saying that the map. Okay, well, I guess it's not quite right. So, the map index. That's being passed. Passed by where again? We have a stack trace. Get chunk type. In chunk line 19. Okay, so chunk 19 here. Okay. Map index is there. Okay. But like how? I don't understand how it's getting that big number. Standard print map index and $. Yeah, so same thing. I guess I'm not surprised there. But 400. So it's reading 001, and somehow the map index here, which is being read from here by the way as U32, is this massive number. But that's for the fourth one, right? The fourth chunk. Possibly because it's just not parsing anything? It's because of this. I see. It's because I have no default case. That's why. So let me go back to binary. Yeah. So the base case should just be U8 data with a size. That's it. Because like it's unknown data, right? So that should fix that issue. That took way too long to debug. Oh my god. Okay. So now with that done, I have quite a few chunks actually. Because there's some padding, right? So for 2, it is texture with this chunk name. For some reason, I don't have a chunk path. Maybe I should like add that. Get chunk path. Where is that defined? Index. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't do a path one as well. That should work. No, got an error. What I do, bro? What I do? Index.chunk paths, maps, map index, chunk path index. That looks good to me. The paths are there, right? That was called file paths. Chunk type, chunk name, file path, chunk file path. Yeah, not the best naming convention, I'm not gonna lie, but whatever. Okay, fine. File path. Okay, that should fix it. It's a bit slow, isn't it? Which is a bit concerning. So that works. So yeah, so we got the data, which is unparsed. That's fine. Then the third one should be null, right? No, you got a page. Okay, so you got a page and then nulls. So that's 3. 4 is null. 5 should also be null. There's a texture. Never mind. And then 6 is null, right? No, page, sorry. Fucking hell. Right. So it goes index, null, null, page. No, null, null, texture, page, null, texture, page. But yeah, it's all correct. So that's good. And then we'll have another case here, sorry. So chunk texture. Go ahead and do NUTC texture data. So now I need to create that class. Fairly straightforward. I just go ahead and copy all this. Create a texture.hexpat and paste it there. I just copied the wrong one, just realized. Sorry, why does this have syntax highlighting, but the other ones don't? That's weird. Okay, I copied the wrong format, so let me just do that again. Yeah. Okay. So imports, none of that. Struct, NUTC texture. Doesn't have this, doesn't need it. Okay. Yep. And I know the size, so I'll just delete this, or the format rather. Right, so now I can look at this. It's a U16. Okay, so U16 unknown. Awesome. So just U16, right? Then U16 width, U16 height, another unknown. and then the size. And finally, U8 data of size. Right. Pretty cool. Is byte a type? Let me just check that real quick. Data types. I guess U8 is fine, right? Yeah, let's do U8. Right, and then run that. After saving it, make sure it's saved. I need to import it. So for chunk, I need to import texture. It's evaluating. Cool. So again, number 2 now, we can see here if you open data, we have U16, then you have the width, the height, U16, size, and then the data, which is the image data. As you can see, it starts here with NTP3. That is the file signature for the NUT format. NTP3 stands for Namco, like Namco as in Bandai Namco. Namco texture on the PS3. That is what that means. So very cool. And there's the texture, yeah. So that's good. Pretty straightforward. I'm not going to add NUT parsing, but it's there. Right, so then I'll close this file. No, I'm not saving any projects. Right, let me open a new file then to test this out properly. So open a file. Let's open guide, which contains other textures. So let's open that. And let's file, open pattern, browse, downloads, no projects, I'm hex patterns, xfbin. Okay, looks like I got an error somehow. Say no to that. Try again. Yeah, okay, so I got an error already. It's awesome. As you can see, this file has a lot more textures. Like a lot more. Let me just check the index real quick. It looks like we do make use of extra map indices, so that'd be quite important. Okay. I wonder why? Maybe because there are animations here as well. So you got null. Let me also fucking change this. The chunk should like give more useful information about itself. So if I go to structs, no. If I go to attributes, display value formatter, yeah. Maybe. So can I do like here, format, yeah, format read, and pass in a function name by string for some reason. So I'll do format read, format chunk, something like that. Then what? Okay, and then just something like this. So function, format chunk, have a ref auto. How's it work? Like how's the variable passed to the function? Single argument for the value to be formatted. U32. Okay. Like what if it's a struct? Oh my god, bruh. Documentation is so important. So I'm gonna assume that this is the first argument then. So ref auto chunk. Then just delete this. And then I'll say return standard format. Boom. 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 So chunk dot chunk type, chunk dot file path, chunk dot name, chunk name. Might work, might not work, I don't really know. Error happened with cursor address table. Great. Why? Format your function, format chunk does not exist. It does though. It's like right there. It's right here, guys. Don't I save, is that why? Oh, that is why. So that's the value. Okay. Can I make it its name instead? Because like right now, like it's unnamed. So can I just have it be the name? Oh, it's here. Okay, so it's just name. So name would be format chunk and pass in like this. I don't know how it works. It worked? Okay. I guess it worked. Yep, so now I got these. So null, texture, page, and let me take a substring. I assume that's a thing, right? Sub stir. Standard string. I like how it took me straight to it. Standard string, substring. So I do standard string, substir, chunk type. The number of characters to get. No, so the position would be, let me see. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 9, I think. And I probably need to import string then. Like import standard. I don't know. Right, try. Expected semicolon at the end. Cannot find file standard. Sick. How about standard.string? I need to install the center library first. Fuck. Extras, content store. Libraries. Right, I need to install it first. So standard library, install that, please. Is that it? Try again. Try again. Try again. Sick. Importing modules. Import sys.mem. Import standard .string. No. Yeah. Should be like that. Bro, I installed it. I don't know what to tell you. Bro, what's the error? Cannot call unknown function standard string subter. Whoopsie daisy. Should be substir. Two few parameters pass the function substring. Well, I don't know. I don't know how long it's gonna be. Usually, it should just default to the size you want. Like it should auto calculate the size. It's annoying. So I need to do standard string length manually. Ah, so fucking annoying. So standard string length, is it called, or len? It's length of chunk type -9. Hold on. Stir chunk type equals this part. Are you serious right now? What? What the fuck? VF boom. Boom. That's backwards. Okay. Yeah, delete that. Paste it there. Chunk type. Okay, let's give that a try. Invalid operands used. Do I even need this? I feel like there's already a length built in, right? Oh, whatever. Right, but it worked. So null, texture, page, null, texture, and so on and so forth. So if chunk type equals null, then just return null. Otherwise, do the little fancy format thing. Nice. Or chunk type equals path. Sorry, path. The fuck? Page. Okay. That's useful. So we got texture. It is just textures all the way down. So there's no like animations or anything. So what's the errors? I'm getting errors even though it's completing the file, no? This null, page, null, null. No, it doesn't complete the file. Why is that? This is definitely a null chunk. Then what's after that? We get a uint32, 42. Maybe this is animation. So 42. So this is, hold on. Size map index right? So we should get size, which is 42. Should be big endian, yeah. 42. Then the map index, which is 1 apparently. Then the version, which is definitely not that. The version 121, because it's a U16. Strange. So what is wrong exactly? NDP3. ND is a model. Okay. Oh, because this is a chunk of model, right? Yeah, I believe this is chunk of model information, followed by an actual model. So array expanded past end of data. Why? Is parsing it as a texture, is it? Array expanded past end of the data, so end of the file. Ooh, okay. It doesn't help that I don't know what this is. How is this size 42? That's bizarre. So say the size is 42, like actually. I guess it could be a very small thing. Chunk type, we don't know, we're not told what it is yet. But it has a map index of 1. Oh, but this is with the pages, so the pages are adding here to make it larger. Okay, yeah, I see the issue. Notice how all of these are saying Abakio, which is the same character. That's because I'm not taking into account the page offsets, if that makes sense. So to fix this, I mean, makes sense. If you know, you know. So here I got the chunk map offset and extra map offset, right? Now index needs to store some global variables. In fact, no, it doesn't. I'll do it in. Do I do it here? I guess index. I'm not entirely sure how to have to do this. I can put them here, right? So like a U32 running map offset. Chunk map and extra map. So running chunk map offset, running extra map offset. Right, which equals 0 to begin with. And then when I parse a page chunk, you need to do running chunk map offset plus equals data dot chunk map offset, and running extra map offset, same thing there. I don't know if this is valid. I'll just run it, see what happens. No errors there, so I guess it worked. So then for index, it needs to add. So map index plus running chunk map offset. Okay. Run it back. I can't scroll. I guess I had an error first. What? I don't understand what the error is here now. This stack trace is not very helpful. Let me try this. 00004. That's correct. So that's working fine. Yet it hits a snag. Because this is 4, right? Yeah, 40. Map index plus running chunk map offset. That's fine. And then it'll be like 5, right? So I don't know why that's not working. Let me just verify that. So if I have the index, let's say, what's here? So page, next chunk is 0, 0. No, sorry, I have a null chunk, right? Yeah, I have a null chunk. Yeah, so next one is a map index of 0. So we're going to go to our index. We're going to go to our chunk maps. We're taking 0 plus 4, so the fourth one. Expand it. You get 1, 2, 4. So chunk type index is 1, 2, and then 4. So the type is going to be texture. Okay, texture. To this texture specifically. For this name specifically. Boingo. Okay. Is that correct? Yeah, because then like it's immediately followed by a texture. So a texture being next is correct. And I just verified it that's correct. So I don't understand why it's not working. Man. What do I do now? Let me just print this. Like what's actually going on here? Yeah, so I guess the information fine. That's not a problem. So why is it erroring before I can go further? Like it's refusing to resolve the things. I don't know what's going on here. I guess I'll print the size. $74080, that's the first texture. Second one is 7947008, which probably isn't correct. So $sign -4. Okay, so Control G 4776. You see it takes us here. We get a size of 74080. If I click here, can I find it in the table? Where is it? Bro, tell me where it is. It's this. No, it's this. Okay. Then the other one is at 78900. That's here. The chunk data goes up to here. 20 bytes. U32. 4422. 20 bytes. Oh, sorry, it goes this way. 2222. So that's that. 12 bytes. Then we get this, so unknown. We get the width. For texture U16, this is very confusing. Here's the other texture. So size, map index, boom, boom. Right, so from size to here. What's here? Yeah. They got the width 272, the height 272. Yeah. So again, Control G to 78900. That's a size. So you got the 12 things here, 12 bytes. Then I should have a U16 unknown. Then I got the width and the height 8556 0. That doesn't make sense. Here's a version number of the chunk. Again, map index is 4. Here's another chunk. Four, 5, 272, 272. Okay, perhaps I was mistaken. This here is a chunk, and it should be null. Woo! So that's a null chunk, but it's being treated like a texture. Why is that happening? 0 plus 4. No? This is not making sense to me. Okay, I'm doing this wrong. It should be chunk map indices 0 plus 4, which maps to 0. That's what it should be. That's correct. So what am I doing? Chunk maps. I'm just going to say chunk maps. So I'm doing this wrong. It should be index. There's another layer of indirection that I somehow managed to forget about, which is the chunk map indices. You have to get from there first. So let me use some local variables here. So so first of all, the true map index equals index.chunk map indices for the map index plus the running chunk map offset. Okay, which means I can replace this, not that, replace this with the true map index. Then you want the chunk map, so chunk map equals index.chunk maps from true map index. And then actually U32 type index dot chunk type index. Okay, and then we'll just return chunk types type index. Let's do it like this. Okay, so we'll take path index file paths, and we'll take name. Okay, try again. Now it's all working. Awesome. Yeah, so you got a texture here for Bacchio, they have Boingo, then Darby D, Darby T, Emporio, Ghiaccio, Messina, logins, all that good stuff. Very cool. And here we go. Then we get coord, so that's another type. Clump, models, materials. God damn. Yeah, so there is a lot more than I thought, and also animations. Yeah, so there's a lot more than I expected there to be in this file. Well, more than I remember there being, because like I did know this at one point in my life, but I guess I just forgot that it literally has like fucking everything. Okay, but like you can see it parses fine, because like for the clumps and stuff, it just treats it as like whatever data basically. But the next thing we'll be adding support for these things. But anyway, so the good thing is that it parses. That's good. Before I go any further, let me go ahead and open an encrypted file. So EV, and let's open the pattern. So we have null null, a binary, and then a page. Yeah, so the binary data is just encrypted. Flags is encrypted as 0. That's weird. So for some reason, look, the data here is encrypted. You could tell because all of this is just complete like bullshit, right? Just bullshit numbers. But, and yet somehow the exit bin itself doesn't seem to indicate that. Yeah, there's like no indication that it's actually encrypted. Don't know why. Maybe it's not encrypted. I really don't understand. But yeah. Little Endian. Like, these values are just complete, like, nonsense. Mind you, we do have some floats here, right? 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. I don't know, dude. In my memory, this is encrypted, but maybe I'm just misremembering. But I'm pretty sure it is. Maybe they're all floats. like really weird float literals. Like that's probably coincidence though. Yeah, whatever. Okay, forget that then. File, open file. Anyway, so the next format I want to reverse is models. So let me pull up a model. I will take a bod 01, bod 1, whatever. Open the same pattern again. No errors, that's what we like to see. So these bod files do contain textures, so it's good that we've now covered that. If I open it up, put in the data, width, height, size, it's all there. So that's very cool. We have a dynamics file, but then we have the model files and coords and all that. So for the model, let's see about parsing this. So this much is the metadata, because then we have the actual file data there. So let's start with that. I should already have this written down anyway, so if I go to my... Yeah, this is an old commit from my library. I have this just because I have it documented, like the type, like the information is documented here. So chunks, texture, I did a model, very good. It was empty. Be serious. Okay, I had a useless file apparently. But maybe in my... here? Texture, page, NUB, no model. Sick. Awesome. So I have no model information. I mean, I'm sure I do. Just not like here. Okay, let me pull up my other laptop because I might have some useful information on it. Also, before I go any further, I should really be committing this. Finish support for texture at right other, and generically support at mistypes, miscellaneous types. Push that. Okay, here's my laptop. Let's plug it in. We've got two computers open. Bro might be a hacker. Alright, so take a while to open up. In the meantime, let's take this texture thing, copy that, and create a new file called model.hexpat. Paste a new CC model. And delete this. Now I know that the model data has quite a lot, but so far we'll just do. What can I discern? This is the data, right? So this is selecting 28. So you have U8, 28. and then the data. Okay, so we're gonna figure this out. Right, files, modding, HBR. Actually no, modding, general, tools, 00 editor, templates. Yeah, so I don't have anyone for models, but maybe someone else does. Because other people have reversed these before. HBR templates. Nope, those are specific to HBR. Storm engine by Hydra. No model. Seriously? Is it really no like parsing for models? Like it definitely exists somewhere, but I've just lost it apparently. Let me try a few more places. Yeah. I don't seem to have support on my laptop here for it. That's funky. Never mind then. That's not useful to me. Goodbye, other laptop. Go back to whence you came. Okay, so alternatively, well, no, because there is a tool, but it doesn't support models, I don't think. Whatever, let's just see how much we can figure out then by ourselves. So we have U16, obviously. Let me go back to Big Endian. So you have U16, followed by another one. So U16, U16, then, 24 actually. Then we have a U16 again? Possibly? That makes sense. More than a 133, 121. So U16 again. Okay. The second U16 is 2049. Then we have this, which could be 60 as a UN64, or it could just be like nothing. Let's say U64 for now, which would be 16 bytes, right? So we're down to 4 now. Okay, I'm definitely not keeping track of this properly. No, I am. Never mind, I'm the goat. Ooh. Here. Sorry, I forgot to extend this way, didn't I? Yeah, 28 bytes. So, sorry, so we have U16 here. That's 2. Then another one. U64. I don't know how my thing was so off, but whatever. And then I assume the last one is a size here. So this, and then we have this, where this is U32 10123. Which I'm going to assume is size, but there's a chance it's also not, because this is a weird number to be a size. But at the same time, these other numbers don't fit anyway. I don't know. Let's try running it. So we'll go back to chunk. It's so windy right now. And I'll do NCC chunk model. So that goes. Immediate error, no surprise there to be fair. Oh, it's a syntax error. Syntax error. How does this parse, by the way? This is so weird. What's wrong? Are these not like equivalent? Oh right, it's undefined. Model, man, all that just to get that error. Okay, so definitely a size mistake somewhere, but here's the model. Check data. Well, actually, let me just check. Like, it's not too hard for me to just have a look at how big it is. Yeah, so this definitely falls short, right? No, it doesn't actually. So the size is 10124. 10124. This is 49. This file has like alignment issues. Maybe it packs multiple models into one. That's possible. $50 bytes. $28 here, and then 21 here. $29. That's 28. 22. 12. I assume this is another chunk over here that started, but I'm not entirely sure. It could be though. Okay, that starts there. Then this is 28, right? Yeah. So yeah. This is the start of a chunk. It's just misaligned for some reason. It's really weird. So then the chunk ends here, which means it starts here, which means we have this metadata here, which I haven't made sense of yet. But that's 11 bytes. Is it misaligned? 2, 2, 2, 2. Starts here, ends here. Yeah. 12 starts here, ends here. 10 bytes. Okay. So it's actually 10. I mean, we're off by a size of 10 for some reason as well. So like the size that it gave me was close, but not quite correct. Go back to the model file. You see I have a size. The size is short. So let me try adding 10, see what happens. Okay, so that has now allowed the next one to be parsed. Or just that one, right? So again, data, all this, the data here. If you go to the end of it. Okay, yes, another one. This time 60 bytes. 28, 12, 40. Yeah, so it's consistently off by 10, which is a bit bizarre. It needs to be like kind of like baked in somehow. Why is it off by 10? Like, surely this isn't part of the header, is it? Or like of the metadata. Model size is 10161. Okay, so 10161. This is 10123. 10161, we need to subtract 28. So you get 41 minus 8 is 33. So we should get 10133. We get 10123. So it's definitely off by 10. That is for sure. And if I take the next 10 bytes here, I get to here. Where this here is a size, and this here is something else. Maybe because there's something after it? Like, it's possible that it's like the data and then two more things. It's like a U8, let's say just 10. Paddington. Paddington. No, that doesn't fix it though. Because same issue here as before. There's probably some like information I'm missing. Like, these are probably indices into like what are the clumps or something. But I just don't understand what. Let me see if there's anything that could be useful here. This is gonna lag like hell. Okay, let's see. Resources, tools, modeling. This doesn't include models, does it? So I think this is all we have. The Blender XFBin importer. So let's have a look at that. Lib. Say Rust modules. Where's the Rust? That's strange. Where's the Rust? Huh. Interesting. I don't know why that's even even necessary there. Anyway, so xfbin lib, xfbin structure. NUD, NCC, BR. No. DDS. Let's have a look at this file. It's probably like some massive fucking thing. We have chunk, page, index, texture, dynamics, clump, coords, model. Okay. So where's like the actual data? Let me check another example of a different class first. Like if I look at texture, br chunk.width, br chunk.height, br. Okay, so binary representation maybe, or Blender, I don't know. So we need to look in br NUCC chunk texture. So br NUCC. Interesting, how he's doing it, or did it rather. Texture, yeah. So br.read. Okay, I see. So like he kind of like abstracts it away. NUT size, yep. These are also unknown here, so I will not update those, obviously. So let's go ahead and find model. Okay, so you have unknown fields, you have a rigging flag, attributes, padding, clump index, hit index, measurement index, NUD size, then the category flag, render layer, and light mode ID. Strange. Rather strange. Am I just like making a really stupid mistake here? Like the size is definitely followed by the file, right? So unknown U16, then the rigging flag, then attributes, then padding apparently for 2 bytes, then we have the U32 clump index, hit index, mesh bone index. I keep switching to the wrong one. Mesh bone index, and then the size. That ain't right. Hold on. So saying we have unknown, the rigging flag, which is 2, then attributes, then some padding, 2049, really? Doesn't seem right. I don't know why. 2 bytes. 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Oh yeah, 28. Alright, let's just copy this and see what happens. So size is there, U32. U16, light, category flag, whatever that means. U8 render layer, is that a boolean? And then light mode ID, I guess not. And then padding, and the data, right? Probably. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this and see what comes of it. So rigging flag, attributes, clump index, hit index, mesh bone index, size is 60. Then this flag, this layer, and this ID. And then the data. Data is given a size of 60. So we have this. Yeah, that doesn't match up. What's going on? Let's just close these real quick. That format doesn't fit. Wait, this is a different version, right? Okay, there are different versions to account for. So 0x73, the version of this one is 0x79, which is not within range. Okay, let me do this then. So first of all, if chunk pass version as U16, I receive it by doing auto version, so just like this then, auto version. I say if version is more than 7.3. Hex to decimal. There's probably a command line tool for this, right? 115, and version is less than 118. So basically, if it's between those two, then do this. Okay. Okay. Move this out. It's a local variable, right? So U32 NUD size equals 0. NUD size equals size. I don't know if that works. So do that first. We say else U16. The thing is, these fields, like, they're not exposed, are they? Oh, this is really hard to do properly. Yeah, fuck it. So U16. Those are the same, to be fair. So sorry, U16. Okay, there is another path here I can take. Keep this. But say NCC model 115, so it has to be 116 to 117, right? Yeah, so keep that actually, auto version. Then I just do like if yeah, I do like this. So E16. It means I want to have code duplication, but I don't know what else to do right now. Rigging flag, it's the same. Self dot, fuck me, E16 attributes. Render layer then, so U8 render layer is here instead, as is light mode ID. Light mode ID. Then only if version is more than 115, which it should be, no? But okay. If it's more than 115, then light category flag. So light category flag. Else equals 0, I guess. Or just leave it even. This is so goofy, man. What? Okay. Then clump index, hit index, mesh bone index, and then the size. If attributes and 0x04, can I do that? Let's give it a try. Should have those operators out of the box, right? Then bounding box equals float. What's 6? I don't know. Float bounding box. For some reason, the floats aren't called like F32 or whatever. Then we just have the data, so data size. And there's more. There's a material count. And material indices. Oh, there's 6 floats. Is that what it's saying? It must do. So float bounding box times 6. material counts, and then material indices. So U32, right? Material indices. Material count times. Okay. So let's give that a try, see what happens real quick. Immediate error, awesome. Got operator thingy. I don't know what to tell you. Wrong one, I guess. Version should be here, not here. No errors, much to my surprise. So model, we got 1, rigging flag, attributes, render layer, lightweight ID, lightweight ID, clump index, hit index, special index, the size, the data, the material count, and material indices. Nice. And that appears to work for literally everything. Cool. So the next would be the coord. Now let's see how complicated that is. Also, this is unfinished. Of this. Chunk texture. This fuck me. This is unfinished. Sorry, no. So right now here, unfinished. So git add, git commit, add partial support for NUCC model. Okay, and let's have a look for clump. Ooh, what's this? Is that a comment? Multi-line comment. I don't know Python syntax. I assume that's commented out. Be kind of goofy otherwise. So clump. It's just this. But it reads a struct. Clump model group. Has a list. Okay. Yeah, fuck it. Before I do that, I'm just gonna go ahead and port this first, because I can't be arsed. So let me go ahead and do chunk model chunk model.hpp, change texture to model, and again, what? Okay, and then change this stuff. So we have, it depends, right? Yeah, so we have like variable fields, which can be a bit problematic. But I think I read it manually, right? Where's that? Yeah, where's it read into? From? Is this? Yeah, it's this function, right? So I guess I'll just write the writing first, so I know what to expect. The fuck was that? Control E. Right, so let's go chunk binary, chunk texture, copy this, chunk model.cpp, paste. Okay, change this to model. Ignore this template hell. Chunk texture, replace all that. Okay. Right, so result dot whatever. Yeah, so result dot unknown. Okay, switching between these two now. Unknown 0 0. Then we have the rigging flag. Right. And attributes. Okay, then render layer, which is a use8. For U8, NGNS doesn't matter, right? Then the light mode ID. Then if version more than 115. Yeah, so if version, where's version coming from? Chunk. So if chunk.version is more than 115, then light. Actually, let me look at this code instead, because it's a lot cleaner. Okay, so yeah, so if version is 115, then light category flag. So results dot light category flag equals reader dot read what? U32. Okay. Else equals 0. Then we have the clump index. U32, right? Yep, U32. Big endian. Hit index, measure index and size. So hit index, mesh bone index, and size. Then we say if result dot attributes uh, 004, then bounding box is size 6 always. So self dot, well, for int, for size t I equals 0. Yeah, I don't have a way for this, do I? Like a way to read arrays. Huh. I don't know. I is less than 6. Just say that result dot bounding box at I equals try reader dot read f32 standard engine big. I don't know if that is relevant actually. Hold on, I haven't read any floats yet. Source now include binary. It is called f32, and in particular it's just integral. Okay, fair enough. What's this overload? That's weird. I don't know why I have that. Anyway, see if that works. Then yeah, this data get pos span. There's a size though. Oh, because it just goes to the end of the file. I see. Yeah, so should we get pos span of size, and then result.material count is a U16. And then material indices, that's a vector, right? Yeah. So I'll just reserve results dot material indices dot reserve material count, and then for size ti equals 0, I is less than material count, I plus plus dot pushback hold on, auto material index equals try reader dot read, what is it, UN32 pushback material index. Okie dokie. So that should work, I believe. Now it's going to write it up. So let me hook this. Okay, so we got all of these. So we got that. Fuck me. Rigging flag. Attributes. Render layer. And light mode ID. Then light category flag. Okay. Then clump index, which is a what? U32 as well. Okay. Okay. Then hit index. Then mesh bone index and size. Then the data. Also a bounding box. UN16? No, UN, it's a float, right? So float 32T. Bounding box. Of size 6. And then 32T material count, and the indices, which is a vector. Okay, Jesus Christ, that's a bit much. And this is only if chunk dot version is greater. Well, I'll do like this. Right? Well, no, not quite actually. Like this. Yeah. To do. Fill out. Okay, let's see if it compiles. That's the first question. CD projects / etc CP library and CMake. Nope, CMake. Probably need to add the file to my thingy. In fact, I'm missing texture as well. Whoops. Compiled. Let's try again. This time with the CDP files included. No type named blah blah blah. Okay. Include standard float. What? T from C to be invalid? Oh shit. Chunk type as a model. Then more exhaustive cases here. Okay. I'm assuming that standard float doesn't work on Clang. I mean, at least that's what I remember. Which is really annoying, but... yeah, no. Okay, so I'll just replace it with a float then. For now. Just a normal float. I don't know why this set execution is failing. T from C would be invalid. Why? Don't know. No matching function called to read. It's annoying. So I don't have support for U8s, which isn't ideal, but whatever. It's a minor issue, really. Just add the engine is here. Constraints not satisfied with t equals u8. Or all those errors just because of that one thing. Maybe. Fuck, actually, I can't even tell, bro. Try again. So let me close my window. It's really cold for some reason. My mic does whatever the fuck it wants, apparently. If that includes jumping off the table. No matching function for call to read. No conversion from endian to const size t. Scheiße. Why is that then? Reads takes an integral t. Oh, integral. Which means integer. Yeah, so I just don't have support for fucking normal types then. Whoops. So I don't have support for reading floats, which is a bit problematic. Should probably fix that. In the meantime, I'll read a U32. And then I'll reinterprecast it. Which is really messy. Do not try this at home. But yes. So auto F32 as U32 equals this, and then I'll do a reinterpret cast F32 as U32. Does that even work? I might need the pointer. Not allowed. But I take a pointer, right? Just like change the type basically, and then dereference it. If it says no, I'll just use fucking C-style casting, bro. That works, okay. So to do add native support for reading floats. I genuinely didn't realize that wasn't supported. And then 61, invalid use of material count in static member function. Here. Alright. Results dot material count. And here again. Closing brace. Extraneous. Here. Why is that? I don't know what that might be a mistake. Right, let's try again. It's returning on this line for some reason. This ends the function. I don't understand why. For loop here. What's this? Oh, yeah, so that's there. That's there. So something must not be closed correctly. But this. Okay. Haven't had one of those issues in a while. I'm getting sloppy. Just proves I'm tired, I guess. Oops. Compiles. Now we do some tests. So let's go to our test thing. Okay. How should I do this? Downloads / xfbin / that. So that works fine. Try a different file. See what our options are. What are the stars? Because they're currently opening somewhere else. Or what? I don't know. So let me try. I'm doing models, right? So let's say I were to do 0 bow 01 bod 1 dot xfbin. Unrecognized chunk, NUCC chunk dynamics. Error 201. Okay. Now what if I comment all this out? And compile, of course. That's annoying. Unrecognized chunk type. It shouldn't error on that level, to be fair. It should only give me unrecognized chunk type when I try to get the chunk. So that's not good. So where's it happening? Probably in the reader, right? Unrecognized chunk type. When I'm parsing the chunks. Pages, add chunk. Seems fine there. Yeah, seems fine. Unrecognized chunk type. Here. Oh, because it tries to convert it, I see. That's fair. But why is it converting it? Chunk type from string. Oh, that's right. It needs to store it as a string, doesn't it? Okay. I suppose that makes sense. So let me just add some more support then real quick for the other chunk types. So we got texture, model, dynamics, clump, coord, just to name a few that I know right now. So 1, 2, 3. So we got dynamics, we got clump, and real quick actually, let me just check my Obsidian. Neovim. I have a cheat sheet here of some things. How do I like search for the word I'm currently on, you know? I think I have something for that. Wait, Shift R can replace multiple characters. It's not the same as C? Like if I want to do like Shift R. The fuck? D-O-O-O. Oh, I see. So I can do like clump, like that. Okay. Not unuseful, I guess. Yeah, so like, how do I replace the current term? I know colon S does replace, right? But I just don't have it here. Oh well. Yeah, I don't know then. Model, coord. Got a really bad habit of doing that. Okay, and then some more. Model with dynamics. Bro, I need to stop doing that. Model with coord, and what was the other one? Clump. Can we organize these later? Right, let's try this again then. Probably need to add some more, even. Do I have an unknown? No, I currently do not support unknown chunk type. I mean, maybe I should. It takes its time, doesn't it, to compile? I think the Rust compiler is faster, ironically. Material. Okay. Man, like Neovim is so good to use, like efficiency wise, assuming you don't like make fucking mistakes every 2 seconds, like I do. Before I go any further, let me just check the fucking list, like straight up. I'm sort of guessing. Index, chunk types, dynamics, clump. Yeah, okay, that's all of them. So let me go ahead and build. I wonder if I should turn this into a map instead, like a hash map. It might be more efficient. Yeah. Okay, and then build. Great. An assertion has failed. Has value. But I don't know where, right? Ay ay ay. So it's not even a fucking. See, this is quite difficult. It's an exception. Basically, it's an unhandled error that my library isn't handling for some reason, and I don't know why. This is where Rust would be quite useful, because it would already have covered this. Now, I'm not even doing anything with the XF bin, so that means it's just failing to read it full stop. Now let me check. How does it deal with chunks it doesn't know how to read? That's it. So it uses the chunk size. Okay. U32 running chunk map offset, running extra map offset. What the fuck? Equals 0. So let me add this as well here. Fetch type from map index. Results. That's the XFIN, right? But only the reader should really be doing this. Yeah, I don't know, man. Let me just do like this. Plus running chunk map offset. But at that point, just do like a const u32 true map index equals map index plus running chunk map offset. Right? So just do that instead. Okay. Give that a spin. Don't know if I do anything, to be fair, but unused variable. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so where is this error coming from? I don't know. I actually don't know. It's just it's an unhandled dereference. Surely from here, right? Like surely this is failing. And I can test it pretty easily. Standard cout 2 1 Yeah. Now, if you're wondering why I don't just handle these, that would probably be a good idea. To be fair, let me just fucking handle this first, because this caused me so much AIDS. So const auto maybe chunk type equals result dot fetch type from map index of true map index. If not, maybe chunk type dot has value. Then go ahead and return an error. xfbin error colon colon. I don't know which one would even be suitable in this case. Nor do I seem to have it for some reason. There we go. It's a map index out of bounds, right? Hold on. I should be able to just pass on the error, no? Map index out of bounds. What does... xfbin here, fetch type from map index. It returns a map index out of bounds. Yeah. Hold on. So I should be able to just forward the error. So let me forward the error. So here I should be able to just do try. Right? Oh no, because that converts it from a binary error, right? Well, not necessarily, but the xfbin error from function, that one does. Yeah, that's for binary error. I could like, I guess, add an overload for xfbin error, like from itself to itself. Yeah, I might as well. Okay, so then I need to define that. So error.cpp, xfbin error, just return error. Right. Should work. I don't know. Which means I can wrap this in a try block. So instead of this gunk, I would do try on all of these. So I do actually like get the error when I should. Like this is why you don't be lazy, chat. Just handle the errors as they come. I'm gonna kill you. How's it ambiguous? How's it ambiguous? The return type of this is literally an xfbin error. Like, how is that ambiguous? It's passing in what it's passing in. It's doing a standard move, right? With the try. The try, yeah, standard moves it. So I don't understand how that's ambiguous. Let me do this, double quotes at. And this should probably be and to be fair as well. So xfbin error and then we're gonna move it. So in my CPP, change these as well to and change this to standard move. That is nothing, right? Yeah, that is nothing. I don't understand how that's ambiguous. Why is this ambiguous if the parameters have different types? Implicit conversion? That ain't right. It shouldn't be. And xfbin reader. What's the try block do again? Yeah, it just does this. Try. How am I misclicking everything, bro? Like my brain just isn't fucking functioning as it should do. Let me slow down a bit and like really try to relearn the keybinds properly. What are the return types? The return types of fetch type from map index. They shouldn't matter too much, right? So, what's it saying? Check for implicit conversions. Well, there really shouldn't be any implicit conversions because I didn't specify any. xfbin error.hpp. Like, these are the structs. It has this constructor. Oh, it forwards anything into the variant. Yeah. I don't know why that would accept a binary error. That shouldn't happen. I guess it's like anything works. Okay, this is really annoying. Okay, well let me pass it the constructor. Okay. This is the constructor. Okay, I don't know why I didn't do this initially then, or like in the first place. So type MT requires that it is constructible from my variant. Constructible v declare type, so declare type of my variant and T. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't do that to begin with. But does that fix it? Oh god. Uh-oh. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Use of undeclared identifier variant. It's not called variant. It is called variant. What do you mean? It just hasn't been defined yet. Yeah, so why is my constructor like up here anyway? Dude, like so much here is like backwards. It's really weird. This should be here. Okay, maybe they'll work now. Right, so by using decl type, I avoid having to type all of this out, which is pretty cool. No way all those errors, which is because I had like that in the wrong order. Because there were a lot of errors. Jeez, dude, C++ is fucked. Explain error, no matching function for call from. No known conversion from binary error to exit error for first argument. Express an R value for first argument. Okay. So I'll just remove the R value then. This one only takes R values. But it's being moved with standard move. Hold on, if I just do const reference, then it accepts both, right? Yeah, I'll do that then. So back to error.cpp, change these signatures to match. In fact, can I cannot just do fuck off. Const reference. I guess I do want to make a copy though, right? No, I don't. I want to forward it. Surely I can make this a const reference too. To accept both. Right now I'm not seeing a reason why I can't, so I'll just do it. Oh my god, bro, compilation is so slow! So slow! Compiler driven development. I was thinking, by the way, I don't know if I talked about this yet in a video, but I'm really unsure of whether I will go ahead with my Rust version of this library, because Rust is just not very, like, I actually don't have that much faith in Rust's future, and Rust isn't a safe language to use because it doesn't really interop well with other languages. Like Zig is okay to use because it's very C-like, and like remains interoperable with C. Like, it makes C interop very easy. Okay, well, I got an error this time. Whereas C++, Rust, those two languages don't really interop well with anything else. So, like, if I make my library in C++, and, like, C++ dies, I can't just use the same library into another language. Like, I would need to make it in Rust. Like, write it again in a different language, right? But whatever. So basically, what I'm saying is the only way that I make this library in Rust is if I have a Rust project in mind to use it for. So I'll see. I just don't know if that's going to happen. Sorry, map index of 324097448, out of bounds for map indices. Okay. Now, it just sucks that I have, like, literally zero information on this, because there's no reflection that I can rely on. That's awesome. But at least I have the errors now. So the map indices are off, that's for sure. I'm also not even updating the map index. So running chunk map offset plus equals chunk map offset. Running extra map offset as well. Okay. I doubt that'll make a huge difference, but let's just run it anyway, see what happens. It's not unused. I mean, it is unused, but whatever. Right. Now it works, I guess. Okay. So I guess that was the issue then. So if I go to my main here, and let's say I want to get some information from this. Get version. Do else here. Okay. Right, so let me get something here. Let's fetch a chunk, any chunk. Give me one of NUCC chunk type model, right? And I don't care what it's called. So then we do chunk model from this. So maybe model. If it works, then we get the model. Okay, give that a spin. Redefinition of chunk. Chunk 1. Chunk 2. Okay, I don't know, bro. Okay. No member named chunk model in namespace Kojo NCC. I need to include it manually, right? Yeah. So include chunk model. Por favor. And let's get let's run this. How the fuck? Cannot find such a chunk. Trying to access data at address this, but data ends at this. Okay, so we went out of bounds somehow. Awesome. So that happens here when parsing the model. Why these addresses, are these not the same format? Hold on. Try to access okay, so it'll be in my binary library then. Size exceeded. No. Try to access data at address. So try to access data at address here, but ends at this. Okay, so that's a mistake there I need to fix. So just really quickly then, in cd projects / binary library. Search for 08 closing brace, X should be B. And then gc gi gcommit fix typo in formatting, push, close that. Okay, git submodule update, compile again. I hate how so much of developing this library is me just literally trying to like handle errors I kind of made for myself. Like so much of this is just debugging, you know, which is really annoying. Okay, this was actually very useful because now I can see that it's trying to access data literally just one bit afterwards, so that's very good. That means that it's not like a crazy out of memory access error. It's just going too like a bit too far. It's exceeding the memory, and it's here, right? So why is it happening here? What's it reading? Chunk.data. And when is it exceeding? Again, like if I had a line number, it'd be really convenient here. Trying to think. No, there's like no universe right now without reflection, or some kind of like external reflection library, where I can pass in metadata like that, like the line number and stuff. So I could throw maybe to get that kind of information, but fuck man, it's so annoying. So if I can't do that, then I don't have like useful debugging information. Of course, if I were using a debugger, then things would be a lot easier. But I don't have a debugger right now. So we have an unknown field, we have a rigging flag and attributes, all U16. Then we have a render layer and light mode ID, which are both U8. Then we have a light category flag, which is U32. Otherwise it's 0, and we don't advance. Then we have 3 indices, which are all U32. Then the size, which is also U32. Then if this check is correct, whatever, then we have a bounding box, U32 size floats 6 times. Then we just get the size there. Material count then. U16, U32, indices. Yeah, so I don't understand how it's getting out of data here. Oh my days, bro. I don't know. Honestly, I'm getting hungry, so I'm gonna stop there and come back to this later. It just sucks. Like I don't have good tools to debug this well. I've tried setting up my whole error handling library, but if I can't get like line numbers and whatever, then I can't even see where it's failing in the first place. Like I can't get those useful diagnostics for runtime errors. And like these aren't things that can be done in compile time anyway, because like these are runtime checks, so I literally have no way to really verify this. Unless like I hard code some data in, whatever, but like that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to do runtime tests. So yeah, I'm literally at a loss right now. But whatever, I'm gonna commit this. Add partial support for models. but currently broken, and push. Yeah. So I'll see about fixing this later. Yeah, I don't know what to do, really. I don't know what to do. Yep. Yeah. So just thinking. This kind of needs to be made in C++, just because I know people who want to use it in C++. But like this workflow of like waiting like a minute for the compiler to fucking do its thing, and then like test things at runtime, and then like get really cryptic errors, or like errors that are lacking useful metadata. Like I can't really work with that. It's really not great. So like ideally I'd have a language where I can just get good diagnostics, and then it's not a problem, right? But I can't. Would Rust even make this easier? With like macros and stuff? Like I don't know. I don't even know if Rust would solve this problem. You need a language really where you can like, I don't know. Like the issue is like if to have good diagnostics as well at runtime, you'd have to like link a lot of the source code into the binary at runtime, which isn't ideal either. Not because of like leaks and stuff, like like source code leaks, but like because of like fucking just bloat. Like you like if I wanted to have, for example, if where am I? If okay, sorry. Like let's say that this line fails, right? If I want to have an error message that's like, you know, that like points to it and says on this line here in this file, like that's like then I need to include the entire line, include the line number and all that kind of like metadata. It's quite bloated. It is quite bloated. Because like these lines of source code would have to be encoded into the binary straight up. Like there's no other way you could really have it. And like this is the macro too. Like really it'd be looking at the expanded form, which is like this. And saying like error here on this line. But like how do you even know? Like I would need to have like some kind of like stack trace of errors of like, cause like the error gets passed through, right? So I need to have that too, and like it'd be just kind of not ideal. So what can I do within C++ right now? I can use a debugger, right? I guess that's the main thing. Like just use a debugger, and then like step through your program and find out where it's erroring that way. That's the best thing to do for sure. But I don't know how to use a debugger properly. Like I have GDB, but like that's it. And GDB is not particularly easy to use. IDEs come with debuggers, like Visual Studio has a debugger, right? So maybe that's it then. Okay, when I come back to working on this project, I'm gonna use a debugger. I'm gonna figure out how to use a debugger with NeoVim and sort that out. Because like NeoVim as a text editor is great, but obviously an IDE has, you know, like it's like an IDE is more than just a text editor. It's a whole integrated development, whatever the fuck, right? Like it has all these like tools like debuggers and other kind of things. So if I'm gonna use NeoVim, I need to find substitutes for those features, or switch to a proper tool. So yeah, I gotta figure that out, man. What's different? Minor tweaks. Okay. So save that. That's saved. Close this. I don't care. Commit this to, right? It was already committed. It's already committed. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. So when I come back, I'll figure out how to use debugger. It's gonna be a painful process, but it's definitely necessary, right? So yeah, there you go then. Bye for now.